Welcome to Manifesting a Life. Now I've got my Christmas sweater on because it is about that time of year around here. And I hope you have a good Christmas yourself. Today, I have a story, another free cycle story, when we were working on the room that I'm in now. I'll show it to you here in a minute. We were looking at the floor and we really didn't want to get the carpet layers in here until we were ready for the other room upstairs and the stairwell. So we decided to paint the floor. You know, it's got this wood underlayment on it, and paint the floor to help keep splinters down, people walking on it, because our son was going to be visiting and I didn't want splinters in his feet from this. But then we also decided we wanted to get a rug, some sort of a carpet in here, just as a temporary thing, to soften your feet, you know, when you get out of the bed in the middle of the night, you know, something nice to walk on. But I wanted it a certain size, some size that would kind of fit the room pretty good. So my husband and I were kind of debating about what to do about it as we worked on the room. As we near completion, my husband decided he needed to create it, manifest it through free cycle, you know. And this rug did come up on free cycle, and it wasn't big enough. I wanted one big enough for this space because it's a pretty large space here. And I didn't really care that much for it anyway. And we weren't really ready for the rug. So we decided we needed to have it just in time, you know, that just in time delivery type of thing, which meant we needed to have the walls all painted, the floor painted and dried, you know, everything ready to go before we put furniture in. Well, we're getting to that point. We had one day left to work on this room before we get to that point. And this rug comes up on free cycle. It's a real cute black and white model-y thing. I'll show it to you here in a minute. And so we spoke for it. And it was the right size. And I'll show that to you too. Let's go ahead and show it to you now. Okay, this is the room as you come into the room. We got it rather completed now, except for the carpeting still. We got a built-in bookcase over there. And here is the rug. It's a nice little black and white thing. You know, it goes all the way down to where I'm sitting. This is a chair I sit in. And it goes to the wall over on this side. And then on the other side of the bed, it goes to this other little wall over here. And there's a little bit of an edge on the end and a little bit of an edge over here on this side, which is acceptable. But it fit the space. And I love it. I love how the colors look good in here. We have the black and the white, and then the white for the bookcase, and it blends in with this nondescript wall, which anything will blend into. That's why we made it a nondescript wall. And the reason the lady was getting rid of this carpet was because her little black dog was leaving little hairs all over it, and she just could not get it vacuumed clean. Well, we have a Dyson, and we said, oh, we'll take it. We'll take care of that. Because the Dyson is a pretty good machine. So we brought it home, laid it out in this room, vacuumed it real good, turned it over, vacuumed the other side real good, turned it back over, vacuumed it again, flipped it back again, vacuumed the back end and the floor underneath it. You know, the dog hairs were about that long. And I don't see any dog hairs on it anymore. And we have a black cat. She doesn't really come up here. We do have an orange tabby cat. He'll come up here and lay on the carpet, but I haven't really seen much in the way of fur up here. So that was a nice little gift from Free Cycle. If you don't have Free Cycle in your community, you probably have something very similar to it. Now, this kind of leads into a story, an amusing story about the Dyson. We'd had this Dyson for a few years, 2 or 3 years. It was actually the predecessor to the one we have right now. And we had this, I believe it was a Kirby vacuum salesman coming to the door, scheduling appointments. We thought, this could be amusing for an evening. So we signed up for an appointment for him to come and talk with us that evening. Well, they show up with their little Kirby vacuum and show us all the ins and outs of it and what all it'll do, how well it sucks on things and stuff. And then the guy proceeds to show you, let me show you this, get your own vacuum out. So we bring out our little Dyson, and he proceeds to put baking powder on our carpet in our living room. And then he says, okay, I want you to run your vacuum cleaner over it 50 times. Just get back and forth and count. So I got mine out and ran over it 50 times. And then he said, now see what the Kirby will pick up. I'll show you. And he puts this black bag in his Kirby vacuum so that the powder that is supposed to be on the carpet will show up on the bag. And this is a really old carpet. We hadn't gotten around to replacing this carpet in that room yet. In fact, we were going to take that carpet out and just replace it with some laminate or something. Get rid of the carpet. So he gets his Kirby all fixed up and starts running it over that just a few times. And he says, now see this. And he opens it up and there's nothing there. and he kind of shuffled around real fast and got his mind set. And he says, well, see, there's it shows a little bit on the little edges and stuff that was on the black thing. And I told him, that's because you're pulling up the carpet padding down below that's disintegrated. So it was an amusing evening. Needless to say, we did not buy an expensive Kirby. We had our decent, really good Dyson that cost a lot less than that vacuum cleaner he had. I believe that's the Kirby. I'm sure my husband will correct me if I got the make wrong. So that's my story today. And I just wanted to let you know that there are things out there. People don't want things, but they don't want it to go to landfill, and they know somebody can use it, and they don't want it to go to Goodwill, because I believe Goodwill really is a profit-making for somebody. And I've talked to them about, well, what kind of training do you do? And the sites that I was talking to, they didn't really do any training. It's like, okay. I thought that was their big thing. They wouldn't take our computer stuff, so oh well. I won't get too much into that. They do their own thing, and we do our own thing. So until next time, go out and manifest your life.